shoulder to shoulder with Conan Doyle and give the mystery genre a character as famous and long-lasting as Holmes. Even her titles are evocative, often a play on familiar nursery rhymes. Just skim the contents to see the variety, and yet each one is chosen with malice aforethought. Christie does nothing by chance. But the mystery here, aside from the wonderful stories, is Hercule Poirot himself. Christie leads us on a merry chase, giving us more about his appearance than his biography. Clues abound, but you must watch for them and eliminate the red herrings Poirot himself deliberately plants about his past. What cases had he already solved by the time he reached England? How old was he? Why did he choose to live in a certain place? Why was he well known to the Belgian royal family? Why had he never married? What was the connection to Captain Hastings? And what was Hastings's first name? There was a statue of Poirot in a Belgian town. But was this his birthplace? And look at his clothing. Where did he find the money to live so well, this refugee from war? Poirot himself is an enigma. Here's your chance to get to know him as a person as well as a character. Like Christie herself, Poirot keeps secrets. A brilliant woman who wrote mysteries. A brilliant detective who solves them. A collection of his life and works as well as hers. A gift for friends. A treasure for yourself. Hercule Poirot, the complete short stories, is not to be missed. Charles Todd.
The Affair at the Victory Ball. Pure chance led my friend Hercule Poirot, formerly chief of the Belgian force, to be connected with the Styles case. His success brought him notoriety, and he decided to devote himself to the solving of problems in crime. Having been wounded on the Somme and invalided out of the army, I finally took up my quarters with him in London. Since I have a first-hand knowledge of most of his cases, it has been suggested to me that I select some of the most interesting and place them on record. In doing so, I feel that I cannot do better than begin with that strange tangle which aroused such a widespread public interest at the time. I refer to the Affair at the Victory Ball. Although perhaps it is not so fully demonstrative of Poirot's peculiar methods as some of the more obscure cases, its sensational features, the well-known people involved, and the tremendous publicity given it by the press make it stand out as a cause célèbre. And I have long felt that it is only fitting that Poirot's connection with the solution should be given to the world. It was a fine morning in spring, and we were sitting in Poirot's rooms, my little friend, neat and dapper as ever, his egg-shaped head tilted on one side, was delicately applying a new pomade to his moustache. A certain harmless vanity was a characteristic of Poirot's, and fell into line with his general love of order and method. The Daily Newsmonger, which I had been reading, had slipped to the floor, and I was in a deep brown study when Poirot's voice recalled me. "Of what are you thinking so deeply, mon ami?" "Well, to tell you the truth," I replied, "I was puzzling over this unaccountable affair at the Victory Ball. The papers are full of it." I tapped the sheet with my finger as I spoke. "Yes?" "Well, the more one reads of it, the more shrouded in mystery the whole thing becomes." I warmed to my subject. "Who killed Lord Cronshaw? Was Coco Courtney's death on the same night a mere coincidence? Was it an accident, or did she deliberately take an overdose of cocaine?" I stopped, and then added dramatically, "These are the questions I ask myself." Poirot, somewhat to my annoyance, did not play up. He was peering into the glass and merely murmured, "Decidedly, this new pomade, it is a marvel for the moustaches." Catching my eye, however, he added hastily, "Quite so. And how do you reply to your questions?" But before I could answer, the door opened, and our landlady announced Inspector Japp. The Scotland Yard man was an old friend of ours, and we greeted him warmly. "Ah, my good Japp," cried Poirot, "and what brings you to..."